My name is Maria. Welcome to my channel. Not welcome back because it's gonna be my first video and I'm so excited to start this because I've been wanting to start this for the longest time. So let me explain what my channel is gonna be about because this is just gonna be my intro video for the channel. And basically this channel is gonna be used as my bucket list tracker. So what I have a bucket list, like a lifelong bucket list I made a few years back, because I just wanted to do it just to give myself something to look forward to in life, I guess. So this bucket list, I ended up calling it Things to Do Before I Die. Great name, I know. But basically I have 25 things on this bucket list. So it's probably gonna take my entire life because some of them are really hefty and really thick. Without further ado, here's my intro. So what I did is I split my bucket list into a few different categories, and mainly these categories are just so I can keep, I don't know, I feel like it's easier just to mention them in different sections. So my first bucket list section is, this has to do with brains and increasing intelligence and always like continue to learn for myself. Next section is my adventure. This is definitely my biggest one because I don't travel a lot, but I know that I'm a person that loves to travel, because when I do travel, I freaking love it, man. So my adventure bucket list is pretty hefty. That's where the thick veil lives. And then my next one is my gains. So this has to do with more of like my physical strength and what I want to do to be physically stronger. My life bucket list, like this life category, is just things that everyone's gonna do in their life. I just wanted to have it on a list so that when I do, I'm like, success. My last one is just the MISC, which is just like a bunch of different categories, because I didn't really know what specific category to put them in because they're just so obscure, and that just has everything else that I want to do. So those are my 5 categories. Let's talk about what's in each category. In my brains bucket list, I have 4 things, or 5 things actually. I want to be fluent in Italian. One reason I want to be fluent in Italian, there's 2 reasons, because I think bilingual people are just so freaking sexy. Just being able to talk a different language is just so cool in general. Also, I am Italian 50%, my dad's 100%, so I want to be able to speak Italian. Not that anyone in my family does, I just think that'd be really cool. Because my last name is Mangiamelli, and that directly translates to eats apples. Like, because mangia is the 3rd person conjugate, meli is the plural of apples, so mela is just the singular version. So if I say my name like Maria Mangiamelli, it's basically saying Maria eats apples, like direct translation. Anyways, so I also want to learn to play the ukulele and the piano. I feel like playing music is just very soothing for me, especially when I get to play it myself. And just learning how to play it is very like, it just makes you feel so accomplished when you learn just 2 or 3 notes. And I've already started a little bit, but I feel like I want to understand how to play each note first, because right now I feel like I'm just memorizing where my fingers need to go, or like what keys I need to press, and I feel like I want to learn like which notes are which. I also want to read 1,000 books. I already started that one. I started that in June. I'm on my 2nd book right now. I feel like I want to get back into reading because I used to adore reading when I was a kid, and for some reason I just kind of got out of that little habit. I don't know why, but I just want to jump back in because I feel like that'd be really good. And then the last one I want is very, very weird, so please don't judge me for this, but I want to know the location, flag, and capital of each country in the world. And my one reason for doing this is that I see all these TikToks of people getting stopped on the street and asking like for a certain geographical fact about like a country, like what's the capital of this country, or like name 3 capitals to start with this, and like I want to know that stuff. Like I want to seem super smart when they stop me on the street and I know what I'm talking about. Like I know my shiz. So my adventure category has a lot more. It has 14 or so like items, to-do items on it, I guess you would say. So what do I want to do for my adventure bucket list? The first one on my list right now is to road trip down Route 66, because who doesn't want to do that? I feel like if you live in the United States, that's like something you know of. It's just like so generic, but something I want to do. And I want to stargaze through a telescope. I've never really looked through a telescope before, and I feel like it'd be so cool to see the stars just from a closer view or from a closer lens. And specifically, I want to go out to middle of the United States where there's not much light pollution, because I feel like it'd be so much prettier when there's no light pollution. Because right now, whenever I look up at the skies, I see like 2 or 3 dots. I'm like, this is so frustrating because I look at the light pollution map online and I live in a pretty heavily polluted light area and I'm like, I don't really like this. I mean, I wish it was not as polluted, you know? So I think it'd be special just to go out and see what night sky looks like. See more of like the colors, like you could probably see like the Milky Way or something like that. I also want to walk the Great Wall of China, or like not just the Great Wall of China. I want to visit all 7 wonders of the world. I know one of them is like the Taj Mahal, the Great Wall of China, those stones in England. I feel like those are just things that are just like a must-see on everyone's list because they're just such amazing pieces of architecture to see in person, and I just want to be able to do that. I also want to take a hot air balloon ride. Anyways, being able to view the land from that high up, or just like go when there's a hot air balloon festival, when a lot of people are in hot air balloons and you just look out and you just see this beautiful landscape below you and all of the air balloons just filling up the sky. That'd be such a beautiful and aesthetic place to just see. So anyways, another thing I want to do, I want to watch the sunrise from the top of a mountain. I see so many videos of this, but I'm just scared about walking to the top of the mountain in the pitch black because I feel like me and my dad have tried to do this before in a little walking place where I live, and it was actually terrifying. Like I just got so scared walking in the dark, just the two of us. I was like, oh my god, some scary like coyote or something is just gonna come up and eat us both. What I want to do is I'm gonna find a group of people. I want to go with like a group of like 10 people because I feel like it'd be less scary when you're walking with more people. I don't know why. So that's what I would want to do. I'm gonna find a group of people and we're all gonna go hiking to the top of the mountain to see the sunrise, and I feel like that'd just be beautiful. I also want to ride in a dog sled. I want to see the Northern Lights, and I'm really excited because this summer in August I'm going to Alaska on a cruise with my family, courtesy of my grandmother. Thank you, Graham. I'm really excited and I'm really hoping we see the Northern Lights here because they were around where I live. I live like in New England, and they were supposed to be here and a few people have seen them. I was like, I didn't get to see them. I just really want to see them because that'd be so pretty, you know? I want to swim with whale sharks. To say swim with sharks, but I feel like whale sharks are like the really chill sharks. Like they're not as scary. Movie, where's a whale shark? There's a movie with a whale shark and I forget what it was. Okay, I also want to ride the entirety of the Trans-Siberian train in Europe because I feel like that will just allow me to experience so much of Europe in this little cart. Like I would get off at each stop and explore that country a little bit, and it will help me with my bucket list in 2 stops. Also, I think it would just be so beautiful because it's gonna take you through like this magnificent, beautiful landscape, and I just want to do that. But I do need to take it's like an anti-car sickness type of pill. I would need that. But besides that, I think it would be amazing. And then I also want to visit the Dead Sea because I heard that's going extinct soon. It's starting to dry up and I just want to visit it before it's dried up or it just looks so pretty. Like, I don't know if you can't really see that. Like I've seen it on Pinterest before and I'm like, where is that place? And I feel like that's how I first found out about it. Last 4 things I want to do on my bucket list in the adventure category is to travel to every state in the United States, to every country, well, I have a list of national parks I want to visit in the United States, and then I want to visit every continent. And I know visiting every country means I'm traveling to every continent, but I can also travel to every continent and not every country, you know? Square rectangle thing. That's something I want to do. Just travel to every continent, just to experience the culture and just to see the environments that they live in, because I feel like I've never left the United States. I just want to see what it's like outside of here. I feel like I'm trapped in a bubble sometimes. I'm like, this is all I know and I want to know other things. You know, I want to experience other experiences. So my next category is gains. For this one, most of the things I listed off for myself had to do with running. I'm not a very good runner, but I would like to just be able to accomplish these for the mental strength they could probably give me if I complete them. There's 5 of them on this list. They mostly have to do with running, and I'm gonna go from like the hardest running one to the lowest running one, and then there's one not related to running at all. So the first one, I want to run a marathon, just because I feel like that's such a big accomplishment to do in your life. Even if it's not running the whole thing, like walking just a little bit of it, you tell people that I've run a marathon. And I specifically run the Boston Marathon because that's such a significant event in Boston, especially after the Boston bombings. That would just be a really special moment to be able to do that because Boston is where I grew up. Like every year the Boston Marathon was on, I would just wake up and see the Boston Marathon on TV and just watch it. And I thought it was just such an exciting experience to be able to go through that mental, physical struggle with so many other people. And then these other ones will kind of help me prepare for it. I want to run a half marathon, run a 10K, and then last running one. I saw this as a trend, I think it was on TikTok, like in 2020, where you run 1 mile for every hour for 24 hours. So basically by the end of the day, you'd be running 24 miles. Plus it's a nice little challenge and I think that'd be pretty fun to do. I don't know. And then the last one on this list is to complete the 75-day hard challenge. For those of you who don't know what the 75-day hard challenge is, and I know this because some people thought it was like me being an alcoholic trying to stop being alcoholic. It's not specifically that. Forget who made it. I'll put his name up here. But there's a few different kind of rules you have to follow for these 75 days, and you can't not do one of them, because if you don't complete one of them, you have to restart the 75 days. So you have to do this for 75 days straight. And it includes, you have to do 2 workouts a day, 45 minutes each, and one of the workouts has to at least be outside. You also have to drink a gallon of water each day. You have to read 10 pages of a book, a self-help book. But because I'm trying to get myself back into reading, I'm just gonna make it any book, because I feel like any book just mentally stimulates the brain. So to take a progress picture every day, to eat and follow a diet. I would try and slightly follow the Mediterranean diet, and I know that one doesn't involve any meats, but I would include like poultry, like chicken and turkey and stuff like that into the diet. My life section, as I kind of explained this one before. So I want to buy a house and then make it my own. I have such a specific aesthetic I want my house to look like. It's already built out on Pinterest. Like, I can literally hand my Pinterest to like contractors or something and they can make the house for me. Or I can just do it myself. I feel like that'd be a really fun project to do. I want to start a family. I want to have children. I want to coach them in sports, whatever they decide to do. I want to graduate college. In the midst of doing that right now. Going into my junior year. Period queen. I want to buy a condo. And for this condo, it's specifically, I want it to be a 2-family condo or a 2-family house. Because, hear me out. What I would do is after college, I would buy a 2-family house. I would live in one side of it, and then I'd rent out the other half of it. And so when I am living in my half, I can have the people on the right half help me pay for the loan of the house. Because I know I'm not gonna have enough money to completely buy out the house. Paying rent, I'm gonna use that rent, putting it straight back into the house, so that I won't spend too much money on just like putting it into the house. That would just help me be more financially stable. I'm gonna build a treehouse, and I also want to learn how to pay my taxes. This is my miss category. So my first one is to start a YouTube channel, which I'm hopefully gonna do with this. And also because part of my bucket list is starting a YouTube channel, there's gonna be some like daily vlogs, you know? Or like just like vlogs about me going and completing some of the bucket challenges. This one's gonna be very difficult for me, and I know it's gonna take me a long time to even complete, but I want to take a pic either the sunrise or the sunset every day for 1 year. And I know I initially just wanted to do sunrise, but I know my lazy ass ain't getting out of bed at 5 in the morning every freaking day just to watch the sunrise. So I gave myself some leniency and gave it to both the sunrise and the sunset, and I feel like that'd just be a really cool video. Just like a 1 second of my life, just be like a 6-minute video. Anyways, and then I also want to parent a butterfly. I remember doing this when I was in 6th grade, where we had little caterpillars on our desk, and we'd just watch them grow from the little caterpillar, then they cocooned, and then we let them out free at the end of the year, and I thought that was so cute, and I just want to do that on my own. But I also want to handle the little caterpillar a lot more, so then it becomes friends with me, and then when it becomes a butterfly, it'll come back to me, and it'll be like, oh my gosh, I know you. And I just want to have a day in the rain, because I know whenever it rains outside, I just get super lazy. I just curl up in a ball in my room. But I just want to experience every single thing life has to offer. I just want to be able to experience the rain and enjoy it. I just want to just go out there and just sit in it. I want to volunteer at an elephant rescue. Not only do you get to travel, but you also get to assist an animal. And I know that there's a lot of poaching going on in Africa with elephants and rhinos and stuff like that because of their tusks. I just want to go out there and support the animal and the organization that's doing all this great stuff for the elephants. I want to adopt an animal from a shelter. I don't want them to spend their entire life just knowing the insides of a shelter. Like, I want to give them a nice end of life experience. I want to be a part of a flash mob. Mic drop. The start of my journey, and I hope you guys are willing to follow along. And I'm so sorry for speaking really fast during this video. I had caffeine before this, and caffeine really goes to my head and makes me talk really fast, and I already talk really fast to start with. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.